What is up, guys? Happy Wednesday. It is Ip. OMG. I don't know about you guys, but I have been ready for Wednesday since last Thursday. Just full disclosure, like YouTube gives me such a block creatively. And it's just so much pressure trying to put stuff on here because YouTube doesn't really like make us creators want to post, but live streaming and like connecting with the viewers and you got like, I like this shit. So what's up? I've been waiting to see y'all. If this is your first time coming here, hey, this is a live show. What's up to the live chat? I see you guys up in here. If this is your first time, what's up? Shout out to Kobe in the chat. I see this is their first time. Shout out to familiar faces. I see Hannah, Mo, Olivia, Tiffany, Kira, Royal. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for joining this live. And again, if you guys do not know who I am, my name is Nadja, aka The VoodooChild. And this is my advice segment on my YouTube channel where you guys send in stories and me and the tribe, we try to help out as much as we can with our own life experiences and such. Okay, let me see. I got the live up here. Okay, what's up? What's up? We have a few stories to get into today, and they're on the lengthier side, and they're a little bit older. A few of these are actually people who sent me in stories to the wrong email, and they sent it to the right one. So I want to reward them and read it for them. Okay, there's like 3 of those today. We're reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different stories. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the titles. Also, shout out to Amana. Let me know if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. They said this is their first live as well. And I hope you feel better about your breakup. We're about to get into all types of drama to distract you. So, the first story we're going to read today is I almost fought my best friend. The second one is called Kohl's is Messy. Like Kohl's, like the shopping center, Kohl's is messy and makes me hate capitalism even more than I already do. The third one is called, this third one's really short. It's called Paranormal, Was It a Ghost? Y'all know I love ghost stories. I am a fan of the paranormal. I love it. The fourth one is called Tribetea, I Ruined a Restaurant Worker's Life. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm a little scared about that one, but I'm gonna read it. And the last one is called I Am Sick of This Ish. Okay? And that one actually has an update. Seems like a violent one because I try not to read ahead, but the first thing I see right there is, girl, I fought her. So I don't know what's I don't know, but hey. So that's what you guys have to look forward to today on the stream. Shout out to all my mods. What is up? What's up, mods? So I almost didn't make it. Well, I am glad that you made it, dude. And thank you for the hair compliments. Y'all, I got me a new wig. Not sponsored. Apparently everybody and their mama got this wig, but I really like it. But if you guys like my shirt, I don't know if you guys can see, it says Going Green. It's supposed to be like a self-portrait, kind of. It's a little sneak peek of the 420 drop. It is available on my website if you guys are interested. Here, let me put this up here. Here we go. Yeah, if you guys are interested in buying anything that you see me wearing, it'll be on my website if I created it. Shout out to Black Cat in the chat. Thank you so much for the donation. It is not required, but I always appreciate it. They said I am living for the entire look today. Well, thank you. I'm trying to give Spring Goddess, Ganja Goddess, something along those lines. I don't know, but yeah, I have tons of stuff, different price ranges. I'm bringing the crop tops back, so if you do want a long sleeve that is not like 420 related, like I would hop on it, like these designs and stuff, I would hop on it because I'm currently going in the transition of like colder weather clothes to warmer, like more crop tops and stuff. So keep on the lookout. If you want giveaways and stuff, make sure you sign up to be a member of my website, or if you just want to get notified faster than YouTube, because YouTube doesn't do the best job at notifying people. Like as of right now, I only have like 148 people in this live stream. Like, so as you can see, YouTube does not do the best at notifying. So if you sign up for my website, it is totally free. You can get a notification sent right to your phone whenever I go live. So Yeah, super, super, super excited for that. But yeah, this shirt is actually available right now. This is the only one from the 420 launch that is available. It does run a little small, as you can see. Like, it's kind of going over my belly a little bit. So I would definitely order a size up. So if you're usually an extra small, I would get a small. If you're usually a small, I would get a medium. I could barely fit my tatas into here. I'm being so real with you. Shout out to Royal for the donation. Thank you so much. They said, what money are we? I think you mean what month? What money are we in? I got a messy story for the tribe. I've been darting all around. As of right now, I'm in... All of the tribe teas I'm reading right now are from September of 2021. But again, I will always email you guys when I read your story because it helps you and it also helps me keep ledgers for updates. When you guys want to send me back an update and we do an update video like how we did 2 weeks ago, go and watch that. If you love tribe teas and you're an avid watcher and you want to see some updates, go and watch that video. It's like 2 streams ago. I will always email you. I will always email you so you will always know when your thing has been read, but I email after the fact. So tune in every Wednesday and you will see your stuff, but you will always know when I react it, right? Thank you so much, Rowland. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. They said, finally something to get me through this shift. I know that's right. Give this a thumbs up if you're at work right now, or, you know, drop an emoji in the chat if you're at work right now. Shoot, I used to be doing the same thing at Ratchet Corp. I used to be just on YouTube, watching YouTube. Trust me, I get it. Especially with this new work from home vibe. Definitely get it. So, I'm ready to get into the stories. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready to get into this? Because... yeah. And thank you, Anais, for the manifestation. She said people gonna be on year 3 waiting when we get to 1 million. No, I feel like when I do get to a bigger place, because as of right now I still get a lot, like, don't get me fucked, I have a lot, but when I do get to that point, definitely I'm gonna be a little bit more picky about which ones that I read. I think that's how I'm gonna go about it. Still keep in contact with people, probably even have like a team, probably even have people go through it for me, like, to, you know, siphon out what's going on and what's appropriate, what follows the rules, like, you know. So thank you for that. Thank you for the well wishes. I hope we get to that spot one day with this segment. I really do. That'd be really cool. All right. Let's get into this first story. And it's just so funny, the juxtaposition, because the first story we're reading is I almost fought my best friend. And I'm pretty sure the last one we're going to read is someone who there was no almost. They put the pause on their best friend. I personally, before we get into it, I personally feel like once you cross that line, there is no going back. We've done a previous Tribe Tea where a girl, and I showed the actual picture on the thumbnail, y'all can go look, got beat up by her friend. And I just feel like that's such like, there's no trust there anymore. Like, I can't trust you. You put your hands on me, you know? So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments or in the chat. Do you feel like there's any coming back from your friends beating you? Like, even if y'all fought and you beat they ass, I still feel like the fact that it even happened, you know, I don't know. Let me know, guys. What do you think? Oh, and another shout out to Anais. I love that name so much. I always said if I had a daughter, I would name her Anais. Cause I love the little sister off of Gumball. She's just so smart. Like, okay, back. I'm sorry, I get distracted so easily. Yeah, a lot of y'all in the chat are saying there ain't no coming back from when you fight your friend. Okay, maybe I'm not being a little bitch. Yeah, no, because I know some people can like play fight. No, don't put your hands on me. Don't do that. I don't like that. All right, let's get into I almost fought my best friend. Alrighty, so hey Nadja girl, let me start off by saying I love you and your videos, and I have been watching you since Ratchet Corp and the Zodiac signs. Well, thank you, girl. Thank you so much. I was just talking about Ratchet Corp. We were just talking about Ratchet Corp. Yes. So, and this is their first time writing in, so welcome. Welcome. Before I get started, I want to say sorry if there are any grammatical errors. You are fine, girl. I was watching, I told the biggest L tribetea, or I hold the biggest L, I think. I hold the biggest L tribetea, and it reminded me about this time I almost fought this crusty sewer rat. A crusty sewer rat. Okay, girl. I have a basic ass name, but you can call me Butter. I'm gonna call you Butters. Little Butters. Okay, little Butters. I am 23, about to be 24 in October, and I am a Libra. Shout out to all of my Libras in the chat. Make sure you drop your zodiac sign in the comments or in the chat if you are live with me right now. Shout out to all my Libras. Oh, and shout out to all the Aries also. It's Aries season. Shout out to all my Aries girls. I didn't forget about y'all. And just random shout out to anyone on their lunch break. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about it on their lunch break. All right, so we will call the crusty rat Goofy Goober, because she has and will always be a clown. Of course this is a Libra, because y'all are diabolical with the words. Y'all are diabolical and so colorful with your insults. This is giving heavy Libra energy. So let me start off by saying I was 17 when this happened. So quick backstory. Goofy and I met at my church's vacation Bible school when we were 8 and were inseparable. Well, that was not very holy language that you were using. When I say we did everything together, if you saw her, you saw me. If you saw me, she was right there. We never really had issues in our friendship, but the one thing I hated was that she had the biggest crush on my brother. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. Hold on. Pause back, because now I know what story time you watch now, because the story that you watched that reminded you of this, I'm pretty sure is the one I'm thinking of, but it might not be. I don't know. It might not be. But I'm really hoping we're not having a repeat of that story time with the girl who like villainized her friend for sleeping with her brother when the brother, they've all grown, and like I don't know. If you know, you know. If you were there, you were there. Okay. If you know what tribetea I'm talking about, it's a long story. The girl was in the comments talking about I go hard about mine. Like, it was a whole thing. It was kind of awesome. If you know, you know. But I'm hoping it's not one of those situations. I'm hoping that this anger is justified. Unfortunately, I'm not hoping anything bad happens. But you get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying. So one thing I hated was that Goofy Goober had a crush on my brother. She would always tell me how fine my brother was. Like, bitch, I don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, I would have been like, girl, chill. Ew. Did you tell her, though? Did you tell her straight up, like, girl, I don't want to hear that shit? Because if you told her you don't want to hear that shit and she's still going, that's disrespectful. So Goofy's home life was always a shit show. What does her home life got to do with her liking your brother? Goofy would fist fight her mom and her sister all the time. Her little brother was in and out of jail, and her older brother had just been in a really bad car accident and had brain damage. Jesus. Me being the good friend I was, I asked my mom if Goofy could live with us because she always did better when she was around us. See, that's where you fucked up. You trying to play Captain Save-A-Ho. That right there is what make you just not like somebody off rip, because you over here trying to wipe their ass when they don't even want to wipe their own ass. Just because in your perspective, you're like, she does better when she's over at your house. Y'all low-key are playing house. Like, your mom is paying the bills over there and shit. You were 17 at the time. Your mom's over there paying the bills and shit. You're just over there having sleepovers and stuff. Of course she's doing better over there. It's a break. But when you start living with that trauma and all that stuff, like, it's different. And I do agree with the chat. Like, it sounds to me like she needs some type of help, like from the system or something, or maybe not. I don't know, but she needs somebody to talk to for sure. You have a disabled brother. Like it's a lot. Like, it's a lot to take on. So I do sympathize for your friend, for Goofy. I empathize with her. And thank you, Tantress. Like, girls, that even your story. Like, damn, you could have been like, she was going through some things, so she had to stay with me. You said that girl's whole tea. Damn. So, me being a good friend, I asked my mom if Goofy could live with us. So when my mom agreed that she could live with us, I called her immediately to let her know the good news. But boy, was I wrong. Fast forward a couple of months of her living with us, and one day she comes in my room before school, and she randomly asked me how would I feel if she slept with my brother. Yes, girl, she came to me with some bullshit at the ass crack of dawn. Here's my thing. And maybe this is the Latina in me. If there's a boy in that house, you're not living here, girl. No, I'm sorry, you're not. I'm so sorry. And that's to protect her. Because I'm sorry, girl. I know your brother ain't no fucking saint, bro. I've had a little brother too. And I've invited my homegirls over. Like, bruh, they be the slick ones. They be the ones that be implanting the idea. Like, this is a good idea. Like, I got a girl right over there. Like, no, this would not have been rocking in my house. And I'm not trying to blame you, but you knew that your friend had a crush on your brother, and unfortunately she wasn't really in like survival mode. Like, she had a roof over her head, so it's not like, damn, if I fuck him, I ruin my chances of, like, no, I could just go back home to my toxic ass family. So I don't know what y'all thinking, chat. I don't know, chat, what's going on? Yeah, y'all talking about, girl, what did you expect? She told you that she liked him. Like, yes, thank you. And because I've been practicing my Duolingo. I'm getting better with my pronunciation. I sound less like a gringa. Getting better. You said you thought her brother had brain damage. No, she has another brother. So she has her brother. No, okay, you're mixing up the brothers. Goofy's brother has brain damage. The person that's sending this into me, her brother does not. Okay? But yeah, that's too convenient for a horny young boy coming of age. Like, no ma'am. I'm not even pallet in the living room. Like, no. Like, where is your mama? I don't know. So I didn't know how to respond to her. So I just started getting emotional talking about it, because, like, how are you just going to betray my trust like that? Especially since I let your grimy, ragamuffin ass stay in my house. Goofy can tell I'm about to cry, so she tells me nothing happened, but she thought about it. And I knew she wasn't telling the truth because we didn't go to the same school, and I couldn't talk to her until I got home. An hour or so later, I get a text from Goofy, and she tells me that she lied and they actually smashed last week. Pissed was an understatement. I almost got in a fight at school that day, but that is a different story. I was so mad and hurt. I asked my ride or die, and my cousin, she gave them the names Belly and Z, if they could spend the night just in case I went ham and needed someone to pull up. Okay, so here, I'm back. Okay. Why were you about to cry? Like, here's my thing. My thing is this. I would tell my homegirl, like, look, if you want to do that, don't tell me about it. And this is from somebody who doesn't, and I'm not saying that you do, so let me cut the music, like, serious talk. The person that sent me this, I'm not saying that you have this, so please don't think I'm trying to project on you. But me, as somebody who does not have emotional incest from my sibling type thing, I come from an attractive family, bruh. Like, I'm attractive, my brother is attractive, my mother is attractive. Like, we're just some attractive ass fucking people, okay? It's not foreign to me for people in my immediate circle to want to talk to my brother, or I've had some older people try to talk to my mom when she was single, or like stuff like that, you know? What I used to do is tell them, You guys are consenting adults. You do whatever you want, but you have to understand that that's my kin, and it makes me physically ill to hear about things that you have done or you want to do, or you viewing them in that way. Like when we go out and we see a fine ass dude and we're like, ooh, they're fine, you know, like I would expect you to have that respect of that boundary, to not cross that when referencing my family in my fucking face. That's where the disrespect is. That's where the disrespect is. Now, as for crying and I'm gonna go for mine, I'm gonna, like, I don't know, right? Then I don't know, but I do agree that it is disrespectful to be on that weird corn hub. I smashed your brother. Do you want to talk about it? No, I don't. Ew. Like, ew. You know, it's weird, right? Thank you. It's weird. Shout out to Naya for the donation. Thank you so much. They said, I might be weird, but I genuinely don't see the problem with your friends dating your siblings if they are in the same age group. Me too. If anything, it makes things a little bit easier because now we can knock out two birds with one stone. I can hang out with my sibling and I can hang out with my friend. Now, another thing, like if we're all hanging out and the three of us and y'all want to be caked up, whatever. As long as y'all aren't like freaking smashing in front of me, like, come on, bro. You got to have some type of discernment, you know, like it's not, I don't know. I just feel like you don't view your brother as like a potential mate. It really shouldn't be that deep. But again, I'm not projecting that onto this specific person that wrote me this story. But I just want you to know, I agree that by her coming up to you and being like, can I do it? It's like, ew, girl, go be grown. Mind your own business. Do you? I could, like, think about it. You could have went your whole friendship without knowing that and y'all would have been Gucci. Like, it's really, like, you know, So boom, she talking about she's so mad that she had to call her homegirl. She had to call over reinforcements to spend the night in case she beat the girl up. Now, I want you to imagine this, okay? I want you to imagine this shit. Again, the story's not over, but I have to keep it, I gotta keep it G, I gotta keep it 100. Imagine you're sleeping over at somebody's house, okay, and like you live there now, right? Like with their mama, their brother. Like imagine being goofy. You know, you got your toothbrush there, you're settled. And then all of a sudden, the person who even got you living in that house in the first place pulls up with two other bitches. Like, yo, do you not think you about to get beat up in your sleep? Like, be real. I would have been like, oh shit, I'm going home. Y'all hoes about to kill my ass in my sleep. I'm going. Y'all about to pour Visine in my water. I can't be here no more. Like, bro, would you not be spooked? Like, girl, you're tripping. You could, like, what? You couldn't handle her yourself? I get it. You were 17 and immature and shit. But if anybody's watching, that's not how you go about this. You calmly go up to them and be like, look, I think you should go back to living with your people for the sake of our friendship. Baby called in reinforcements. They about to put bait in the shampoo. Oh, you meant Nair. They about to put Nair in the shampoo. Jesus. Okay, so they said here is where the juicy part is. All right. So it's Saturday morning, and if you live in the Black household, you know it's cleaning day, girl. Not only did I have beef with this girl for sleeping with my brother, she told my boyfriend I took my mom's advice and was gonna cheat on him. There is so much to unpack. For one, why is your mama out here telling you to cheat on people? Your mama need to be telling you to kick these bum-ass boys to the curb. Dump your boyfriend to find your husband. That's what your mom should be telling you to do. Not your mom telling you to cheat. If anything, Goofy low-key put your boyfriend on like, look, this where your girl come from, bro. Her mama's telling you to cheat on you. Shout out to Gabby. Shout out to Gabby. She said my ass at work dying. Girl, me too. I'm dying like, oh my God. Your mom was the original city girl. Your mom said, girl, city girl's up too. What are you talking about? I am loving this. But no, dead ass, like, Goofy, you would opt for that. Like, stay out of the old girl business. Like, stay out of her business. But that is very multifaceted, okay? There's a lot of shit going on, bro. So, she said this is what her mom really told her, okay? She said what my mom really told me was it was okay to have guy friends and I don't need to isolate myself to just him. And mama is not wrong, period. My mom felt the tension in the house, so she called a family meeting. That's what's up. Why is Belly and Z at the family meeting? Cut the fucking music. She talk about me, Belly, and Z are sitting in the couch and Goofy is sitting in a chair close to my mom. Why are Belly and Z here? Y'all don't live in this house. Y'all are guests. The door. That way. Like, I would have been up under your mama too, cause like, bro, you literally fucking pushed this girl into a corner. That's kind of fucked up, bro. And I wish your mom would have been like, get the fuck out. Y'all don't live here. Like, child. Anyway, I don't know. Y'all said the mama's messy for doing a family meeting. I'm a family meeting ass bitch. I am not about to be in the house with no tension. I am big family, big air sign energy. Family meeting. We're talking. Like, we're talking. So, me, Belly, and Z. For those of y'all lost, Belly and Z are the reinforcements from school that spent the night. Are on the couch and old girl is on the chair next to her mama. Her mom says, does someone want to tell me what's going on here? Because you could cut the tension with a knife. Z, who does not live there, says, ask that thing sitting next to you, auntie. She is the one who started all of this mess. So I forgot. Belly and Z are your cousins, right? They're your cousins? Yeah. Okay, Belly is your ride or die, and Z is your cousin. That's why Z is still there. Belly needs to leave. I'm sorry, sorry, Belly. With love, you're not family. You gotta go. Z is only there off blood at this point, because Z shouldn't even really be there either, because they don't live there. But Z is Z coming in hot. Z coming in real hot. Z is coming in a little too hot. So your mom says, Goofy, what is going on? So Goofy sits there looking lost and stupid like always. So I was like, so you gonna act like you wasn't talking to my man and told him I took my mom's advice and was about to cheat on him? Man, I feel so bad because, like, in life, as you get older, you realize sometimes the biggest blowouts will be the biggest web of misunderstandings. Like, don't you hate those shows and those books where it's like the whole plot is just this huge misunderstanding only because one person didn't catch something in time, or maybe the message didn't go through, or the package never delivered, or the car never got the gas. Like, you know, like, this is giving that. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I would have just said straight up, mama, she fucking in your house. She fucking in your house. Like, period. Like, that's all that needed to be but no, what y'all did was y'all had to make a common enemy first, which was mama. Let her know, oh girl talking about you too. Then you're gonna get in. All you should have just said was, Mom, she disrespecting your house. But nah, y'all moving real interesting. I'm getting young mom tease here. I'm getting young cool mom tease here. Yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot, y'all. I really feel like they could have talked this out. I really feel like they could have talked this out and saved the friendship, in my opinion. I really do. Because if all that she did was sleep with your brother, that's not your man. Not your man. She slept with your brother in a house that you did not pay rent for, nothing, or not, like, you literally knew she had a crush on your brother and then told her to live with you. And then she told your boyfriend some shit. And in my opinion, I feel like that was out of pocket. But I feel like she was desperate for a friend because you're over here rounding up your gang. She don't got nobody. Like, I don't know. I feel like this just got blown way out of proportion. Like, this just got dramaed out of nowhere. So, Goofy's denying ever saying anything about the mom. Belly, the bestie, said, try again, bitch. Ooh, you cursing in front of the mom? So y'all talking about Goofy beating the mama up. Y'all talking shit about y'all cussing in front of the mama. Oh my God. Try again, bitch. He already sent us the voice messages you sent him. Sorry for cussing, mom. Y'all really trying to run the room? I'm dead. My phone was connected to the speaker, so I played the messages, and it started playing in the whole house, and Goofy looked like she was about to throw up. My mom is trying to explain to Goofy why you can't tell your girlfriend's business to her man, period. And I was like, yeah, like when you effed Jay last week, and I didn't tell yo man. I guess Jay is her brother. And I guess that old girl is in a relationship also. So the confusion on my mom's face, you could see she didn't know what I was talking about. And I said, what's that fucking fly in here, bitch? I'm sorry. I don't like that. Where was I? I'm sorry. That just distracted the fuck out of me. Okay. She said, so I said, excuse my language, but yes, you heard me right. That girl and Jay was smashing last week. That's why I almost got into that fight at school. The morning she told me that they hooked up, she lied to my face and told me nothing happened just for her to text me and say they really smashed. Right as I say that, my brother comes walking through the door. My mom says, Jay, is this true? Did you and Goofy hook up? And Jay says, yes. I am furious. And if it wasn't for Belly and Z holding me down, I would have jumped across the room and beat her behind. I don't know. I just don't. And I'm like, me and my brother grew up in the same house and everything. Same mom, same dad. And I just would not care. Like, I don't know. Like, I would do all of this if my brother was like a minor and my homegirl wasn't. Or if my brother was older than me and he was talking like, then I would be angry. But like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So I took one step toward Goofy and my brother grabbed me so I couldn't fight. And as my brother is holding me back, Goofy, scary behind, runs upstairs and locks herself in the bathroom. And my mom was trying to get her to open the door. Meanwhile, I'm downstairs cursing out my brother. Like, why did you do that? She needs to get her ass beat for everything she did to me. And don't think that I am not pissed off at you. How could you do something like that to me? You know what? I'm gonna deal with your ass later. So her brother says, I saw the way you were looking at her. If you would have hit that girl, she would have been out for a week. But I know you need to look. That's toxic. Your brother being toxic. Your brother is avoiding responsibility. Because even though you're sprinkling in at the end, oh my God, fuck this bitch. She get on my fucking nerves. I'm gonna get this bitch. You made me mad too. Don't think you didn't. Because you did. And he's like, oh no, yeah. But you were going to beat her ass, weren't you? You was going to beat her up. And you're like, yeah, I was going to beat her up. Like, bro, he is avoiding responsibility and your fault. Like, when I tell you this is not that deep, bro, the fact that your mom doesn't even care about the talking shit and your mom was like, girl, don't be saying girl talk to these boys. Like, that was literally it. Like, nobody really thinks this is a big deal but you and your cousin and your homegirl. And I bet you your homegirl probably got a crush on your brother. And then now she ain't never gonna tell your ass. She gonna be like, look, I'm gonna just wait until my day. And when it happens, I'm not gonna say shit. Like, look. So, when I got done punching, so then he talking about you could punch me to get your anger out. Like, what in the what pack, girl? When I got done punching him, he looked at me like, damn, that was a hard punch. Yeah, she would have been out if you punched her. So after Jay and I talked and made up, my mom told Belly and Z to get me out of the house so I can calm down and take my mind off of things. Goofy was a ride operator at the amusement park, and I knew she was working that day, so my girls and I went so I could finish what I started. Y'all are terrorizing this girl. I would honestly not feel as bad for her if it was just you. Like, if it was just you and you were scorned, but it always baffles me how we can get this collective delirium. And y'all got this mob mentality. Y'all are, like, terrorizing this girl. As if she fucked your man, wrecked your home. None of y'all pay rent for the home that she lived in. You told her to live there. I guarantee you she wishes she was at her toxic ass house fighting her mama right now and not dealing with this shit. So I only saw her once the whole time I was at the amusement park, and I was on the roller coaster she worked. As we're going backwards, I looked her dead in her face and yelled, "I am gonna beat your ass when you get home." Needless to say, she didn't come home that night. She actually moved out a couple of days after that. I haven't talked to her after that, but I heard she had a kid and left the kid to be in Nebraska with a new dude. Jeez. Now look, here's my thing. I would take that with a grain of salt, because when you hear shit through the grapevine, it ain't true. I have my own experiences with niggas I've done story times about and shit, and it always comes back to me, and they be saying all types of crazy shit about me in the grapevine. When you haven't spoken to somebody, and I will even give it 2 years. I won't even be drama it out. I'll give it 2 years. If you haven't spoken to someone in 2 years, you don't know them. So all that, she left her kid, she abandoned her baby in Nebraska and shit. Like, bro, I don't know. I'll take that with a grain of salt. But she says, sorry if this was long. I thought this would be a funny story. Funny story to tell the tribe. Let me know if you want to hear any more of my crazy ass stories. I have a lot. Child, that was, oh, wow. She says now she is 23, about to be 24, and this happened when she was 17. Yeah, you don't know that lady, bro. You don't know that lady, and it's not her brother. Because I saw someone in the chat say, "Is that her brother's baby?" No, that's not her brother's baby. I'm sure she would have put that in there. She would have known that by now, child. But no, that's why I'm like, bro, that's, what is that, over like 6 years, bro? You don't know that girl. You don't know where her, and I really don't like talking on people's mothering as well, talking about you just abandon them and shit. Like, I don't know. But what I will say is that this was an Am I the Asshole entry, bruh. I'm sorry, but you would have to be the asshole. There are situations in life where when someone does you wrong, and their version of wrong was a paper cut, and you fucking assassinate them, now you're the bad guy. Was that some weird shit that she did, walking up to you being like, yeah, I think I'm gonna hook up with your brother? Like, was that weird? Yeah, that was weird and disrespectful of the home that she's staying in. She was fucking wrong. She started off in the wrong. You got even at one point, and then you kept going and going and going and going. And unfortunately, I feel, and I'm sorry, I love my Libras to death, but I feel like if you did not have a squad, you wouldn't even have kept that shit going. So I feel like you low-key terrorized this girl, and it went from getting even to role reversal. And now, I don't know. I feel like if this was an Am I the Asshole, you would be the asshole, bruh. I'm going to put the chat on the screen. What do y'all think? Because I agree with Courtney. I would have been like, girl, you got to move out and keep it pushing. And honestly, in my opinion, I blame your mama. Your mom is at fault. Dead ass. Your mom is at fault because you have a teenage boy in the house. Like, you said they're black. Yes. Why is that surprising? Y'all funny. You said how old is the brother? We don't know. We don't know. But like when I say this is sad, like y'all went to Bible school together. You met each other when you were 8 years old. That's how I know that there was something else going on in this friendship. There was something else going on in this friendship. Because if you knew this girl since you knew Goofy since you were 8, that means your cousin Z knew Goofy, and then your ride or die Belly. When did Belly come into the picture? That's why I'm like, I don't know. I feel really bad. I don't like seeing friendship fallouts. I really don't. Even though my claim to fame on YouTube was telling the story about my friendship fallouts, I do not get a kick out of hearing that shit. I love seeing successful relationships between women, platonic friendships, you know, like, and I don't wish this type of shit on nobody. A lot of this stuff could be avoided through communication. It really could. And that's another thing, like, I don't know. You said maybe sis wanted her. I don't know. I don't even get that vibe. I feel like sis wanted her dead. She wanted her gone. Justin says she should have put that girl out at the beginning when she felt some type of way. Her mom is definitely problematic because her response could have ended it real quick, and the brother ain't shit. That is like my whole, like, that is exactly how I feel to the T. Jay says, I'm a Libra girl. We are the same age right now, and you haven't reflected and realized you were way out of line yet? No growth. You gotta understand, though, birds of a feather flock together, and the storyteller is usually the victor. All right? And not trying to toot my own horn in my Gabby Hanna voice, but beep the fuck beep. The reason why I personally feel like my story time of the biggest backstabbing of my life did so well was because it was finally told from the perspective of the underdog, of someone who got done dirty as fuck and was open about their shortcomings as well. When you aren't open about where you fucked up, there's no room for growth. I agree. But sometimes when you're surrounded by the same people that went through the situation with you, and they don't see themselves as being wrong, and they're telling you like, oh girl, remember we did that crazy ass shit, ha ha ha. Of course you're not gonna see that that was a little, you know, that was a little diabolical there. That was a little dark, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. I do agree that the mom should have set them straight. And yes, therapy does help. I agree with Anthony. Therapy does help a lot. Make you notice the little things that you don't really see about yourself because, you know, maybe your community or your family or your friend group. So there's always more to the story, and accountability is huge. Like, huge. So yeah, let me know if any of you guys have been in a situation like that. And again, sis, if you're reading this, this is not personal, girl. We are not attacking you or nothing. But all I'm saying is I would definitely reflect on that. Reflect on maybe where other people could have been also to blame, and not just everything on Goofy, because different people play different parts in this story. And it's not all on you. Like, a lot of people got some blame to go on. So yeah, let me know in the comments what y'all think. Have you ever been in a situation like that? And yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Let's get into our next story. We're moving a little slow today. That first one was crazy. I'm sorry. So let's get into a short one real quick, all right? It is called Paranormal, Was It a Ghost? Y'all know I love my paranormal stories, so if you guys have anything paranormal, ghosts, spirits, anything, or like family, like spirits, like I would love to hear, especially like cultural, like maybe if you are indigenous or stuff like, I love hearing stuff like that. So feel free to send it in. Paranormal, was it a ghost? What is going on, Nadja? I'm going to try to keep this short. I don't have too many interesting life stories, but I do have this one potential ghost story that has stuck with me since childhood. So about 12 years ago, when my sister was still in diapers, on occasion, my mother would have me babysit for the night while she went to work. Nothing I couldn't handle. A short backstory about me is I used to be very afraid of the dark. But the thing is, sometimes I would come and go. What you mean you would come and go? In the apartment we stayed in, oh, you said it would come and go. Okay, I get what you're saying. So, like, sometimes you'd be scared of the dark, and then sometimes you'd be cool with it, right? So, in the apartment we stayed in, there would be nights I could sleep like a baby, and other nights where I would literally stay up all night because of dreadful feelings that I was being watched across the room. It was so bad that as I got older, maybe around 11 or 12, Sometimes my sister would sleep in my mom's bed and my big ass would climb right up in that empty crib. And there were other weird occasions, like my sister's motion sensor toys going off randomly to certain things, to the point where I think my mom even just commented on it, like, maybe it's my dead mother, so their grandma. So anyways, one night I'm straightening up the kitchen and my sister was asleep in the room, and I was washing dishes, and a very, very vivid, look, see, this is that shit. Look. A vivid shadow crosses behind me. I immediately jumped and was scared. I know some people are probably thinking it was my own shadow, but believe me, I thought the same thing. But after it happened, I walked past the same area to see if my shadow would make the same motion or movement. I do the same thing. Oh my God. Every time something like this happens to me, I have to test physics, like earth physics. And like, so I'm like, okay, this just happened. It's a little weird. Let me see if I can repeat it. And if I could repeat it, I calm down because I'm like, okay, that's normal. That's of this world. Like, you know, I do the same thing. That's so crazy. And yeah, the shadow wasn't even there. To this day, I still think maybe it was a ghost or maybe not. Another side note, my landlord is Haitian. Shout out to all my Haitians. Shout out to all my Zoes in the chat. Drop your flag in the chat. If you are Caribbean, drop your flag. So, my landlord is Haitian. And we had a tenant who he did not get along with, who is also Haitian. And when I say didn't get along, I mean literally screaming, arguing, almost to the point where you would think one of them was going to commit murder. And on some nights, she would be very aggressively chanting in Creole, I believe. I don't know. Not saying she was hexing this dude or what, but maybe on the ghost lunch break, it was like, let me see what this boy doing with them dishes. Oh my God. I stayed in the room for the rest of the night after that happened. It was on edge for a while. I hope you enjoyed. Yes, like, look, I definitely believe when there is active work being done in a building, that certain spirits could slip by. I feel like maybe that could even be their ancestors butting heads type shit, because have you ever wondered what would happen if two people were divinely protected, beefing with each other? Now it all comes down to, like, what are you doing? What is your intention? What are you trying to do to each other? Do I think that you probably got in the crossfires of that? Maybe. Because the fact that you didn't get hurt, no one tried to communicate with you. It was more so like just passing by. Like, you know, I don't know. I believe in stuff like that. And I think that, he was just coming to say hello, coming to say toodaloo. He was working. He's like, oh, I'm working with some people, but I just want to see what you had going on. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. That was just like a little short one. I'm seeing all of you guys dropping your flags. I'm seeing Jamaica. Is that Dominican flag? I'm seeing all types of, yes. Oh, you got a whole bunch of Haitian flags. I know that's right. Yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't malevolent. I just feel like you were just at the right place at the right time and something just happened, you know? Hey, it is what it is. And shout out to Desiree in the chat. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you. But yes, I do believe that you got some juju going on, girl. So let's get into this next story, because that one was super short. This one is about working at Kohl's, child. Do y'all still shop at Kohl's? I use Kohl's for my Amazon returns when I'm like in an area where there's like barely any Kohl's in my city. I think there's like 3 of them. But they said Kohl's is messy and makes me hate capitalism even more. I know a cheat code with Kohl's is, if you look, Kohl's has everything that Target has, but with a markup, because Kohl's tries to market to Karens that just want what they want and they don't care about the price. Go look it up. You can get some Levi backpacks and Levi jeans from Target for like $40, and Kohl's will have it for $65. Go and look it up. So yeah, let's get into this Kohl's slander, shall we? Shall we, darling? Get into the Kohl's slander. All right. Hey, Nadja, you can call me by my real name because I am often in the chat and it is just easier. So their name is Anthony. Shout out to Anthony. What's up? I am from Long Island, and we share the same birthday. Yes, shout out to all my Geminis. And if you are born on June 6th, we are birthday twins. So yes, love it, love it. So shout out to all the Geminis in the tribe. Anyway, back in the middle of May, I got a job at Kohl's. To give a little background, I worked at a pet store in the same shopping center for over a year, and it was really bad. I was barely trained as a cashier. It was underfunded, but expensive, and it stank. So the only work experience I really got was stocking shelves, cleaning up, and doing stock room. So basically everything but a cashier. So when I got the job at Kohl's, everything was a game changer. One of my first few shifts, my manager was teaching me how to work and use the register, then left me alone for 7 to 6 hours, practicing by myself until I had questions or didn't know anything. I gained work experience, but I kept messing up. And I had constant questions and was getting yelled at by customers. Oh my God, and Kohl's customers? Kohl's customers? If y'all go on YouTube and look up Karen's Gone Wild or Karen's in the Wild, the majority of them are at TJ Maxx, Belk, and Kohl's. I don't know what they're putting in the Lululemon leggings in them hoes, but they be crazy. Shout out to Riel for the donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's not required, but I always appreciate it. Thank you so much. They said that shit stank. My coworkers do help a lot, but most of the time my managers will be nowhere to be found. And on top of it all, I have ADHD. So you know how humbling this was. Having ADHD and being cashier can be very stressful when you're new. So I got distracted easily, especially with customers and a lot of stuff, and would just do other dumb shit after a while I got it. So this part doesn't really, come out with the story, but I did have this one woman, we're gonna call her Penny, and Penny helped me a lot when I was on register and I didn't know what I was doing, and she was overall a cool person. So she asked for my number to exchange shifts. And girl, I'm pretty sure she wanted to do more than exchange shift. So they sent me the text messages. So Anthony was like, I work Saturday from 2 to 7, and what's her name? What name did you give her? Penny, Miss Penny. Penny says, okay, no problem. I'm not working. I told them I'm available. Anthony says, yeah, I told them I'm able to work more and only schedule me 1 day a week. And she said, just keep looking or look at other jobs. I work July 24th, Saturday, but I don't care. It doesn't bother me. And then she hit him up later talking about, would you like to hang out one day as friends and coworkers? Not the Gemini and you jumped out. Not you respond. She sent you in July 12th. Would you like to hang out one day as friends and with coworkers? And you responded July 14th. I will get back to you. We were having a casual convo and then she asked me this BS. Keep in mind, this woman is 33. Why do you want to hang out with an 18-year-old? It's giving grooming. It's giving grooming. It's giving grooming. And mind you, he sent me a picture of himself like, I'm sorry, Anthony, but you look like a baby. Like, what is she doing? I knew something was up when she texted me that, because when we would be at the register, she would always make me go next to her because she's lonely. Also, my aunt went to Kohl's one day and asked Penny if she knew me, and she was like, oh yes, I love Anthony. She asked me to cover her shift once, and I agreed to do it, and girl, read the receipts, because she just kept texting me to remind me that I took her shift. Oh my God, I'm sorry, these texts is bad. These texts are bad. She said, okay, do you work July 31st on Saturday? I need someone to cover my shift. Let me know if you want the hours, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Do you want hours? And you said, yeah, I'll cover you. And And she said, are you sure you could cover me on the cashier? I will tell them Saturday. And you said, yes. She said, write it down. Tell them on Saturday. Thanks for writing it down. What time do you work? Write it down. Hello. Oh my God, I would have blocked her. And you said, okay. Don't forget. I would have been like, it's hard to when you're blowing up my fucking phone. Good morning. I will tell them on Saturday that you're covering for me. Good morning. Do you work today? And you're like, yes. Send see you later. Come to Miss Cashier. Okay. She says, hey. No response. 2 days later. Don't forget, you work Saturday. I work again, August 7th. Good morning. Don't forget. Oh my God. I would block the fuck out of her. Do you want hours? So-and-so needs someone to cover her shift. If anyone wants hours, let them know. I work. And you said, I am only working today and this Saturday. Like, girl, please stop blowing me up. So one day I clocked into work and I was with my coworkers that are around my age. I don't remember what we were talking about, but Penny gets brought up and we all start talking about her and how my coworkers have her number and she spam texts them. Then my coworker proceeds to tell me she had a whole ass crush on a 19-year-old back in February. Mind y'all, I am in no way saying that if you're in your 30s, you are old. That is not the case. 3 years ago, this woman was in her 20s. That's not the case. It's the fact that you are actively pursuing teenagers. That's problematic, ma'am. That's weird. So we'll call that boy from February Chris. One day she flat out told me do not talk to Chris because he's weird. She brought him a whole $25 visa for Valentine's Day, but he didn't even say thank you and still took the card. To top it off, he is gay too. So I don't know what her obsession is with young gay men, and I'm not the type to assume a girl has interest in me unless it's obvious or there are other patterns involved. I know you worked in retail before, so you know how pushy retail companies are of their store credit cards. Yes. Kohl's was extra pushy and did not put you on schedule unless you were getting a certain amount. Wow. That's crazy. I did not know that. Yeah, because I never worked in no department store or nothing. I've always worked for boutiques and that's crazy. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I'm skimming a little bit. Okay. So back to the part where I said I was an inexperienced cashier. One day, just to go back, I feel like there are certain DL girls that go after out gay guys, try to get them type shit to be their own beard in a weird sense. And I don't know. That's a longer topic. I'm gonna have to say that for the podcast. That's a doozy. So one day my manager explained to me what savings meant, and while he did that, he gave someone a 30% off for some reason, and my dumbass gave every single customer 30% off for an hour because I thought that's what you do since he did it. Until one of my coworkers told me you weren't supposed to do that. This was before I knew that loss prevention can track your register history. Aw, poor little baby Anthony. Fast forward to a month later, there was no line at the register, so I brought a chapstick at my own register. Oh no, they're probably gonna think you doing something when you're not. Then my manager comes over telling me you aren't supposed to do that, and if any other manager saw me do that, I would have been fired. But I had no idea. This is all so dumb. But when someone opens up a Kohl's card, they get 35% off their first purchase, and if it goes through, and 10% if it doesn't. And I was signing up this customer for one and noticed that it didn't go through, so I felt bad and didn't tell her it didn't go through. So I gave her 35%. Oh my God. I can't even blame you because they didn't train you. And unfortunately, I did work in retail when I was your age, but I didn't know about this type of stuff until I myself worked as a data analyst in loss prevention. I didn't know about, I can't even blame you. This is crazy. So now we know if you go to Kohl's and you see a young worker, they're going to hook you up because they just don't train their people. They don't train their people how to do shit. Oh my God. So I'm working one day and some man comes to my register and asks if I'm Anthony and tells me to follow him. And just to find out, he works in loss prevention. I get into the LP room and it's two guys who work for LP, and the main boss wasn't there, but he was on the phone talking to me, and he starts talking about the instances I told you before. This is where the story goes downhill. The manager of LP tells me that I did the 30% off thing 7 different times. Ooh, they gonna take that out your check. I already know this is about to go. Then they start asking me, like, have you ever stole Kohl's cash? Have you ever stole from the register? Like, oh my God. I asked to show me the video. Okay, so then this is the part that got me the most effed up. They asked me if I have been to Kohl's in Miami. Oh, this is another thing that they do. Y'all got to be careful, because what they do in retail is they build cases on you. They build cases on you, bro. You got to be careful. They build cases on you. Ugh. They said, have you been to Kohl's in Miami? And I say no, because I haven't left New York since 2019. They proceed to tell me that I used my associate's ID coupon in Miami and that they have me on video. And I asked them to show me the video. And the guy has the nerve to tell me that he doesn't have it right now. This is the most sus shit ever. Then I had to write all this down on a piece of paper for an investigation and explain why I did every single instance, right? 95% of them were misunderstandings. They told me that I made the company lose $275, which is literally nothing. No, seriously. So yeah, just to paraphrase a little bit. They said I don't need any advice on this. I just hate capitalism. Money is more important than a team member who is still learning but actually made an effort. And I truly think old girl and the manager that told me I had no confidence were plotting on me. But honestly, bro, I feel like, me personally, I feel like they just did you wrong by not training you. And the fact that they let it go on for that long until they could build a case against you is pretty fucked up. Like, it's pretty fucked up. So there were all kinds of people there, and I loved it, and it was shocking to me considering I live in one of the most segregated areas in the country, Long Island. Look that up if you don't believe me. Even though I dealt with some shitty customers, most of them were really nice, and I got compliments. Yeah, you look adorable. Like, you are so cute with your little septum and your split dye. Like, what? So then they sent me an update. Hey, Nadja, here's a bullshit update. I have to pay the $257 out of pocket because it was a restitution payment. I called corporate to get this straightened out, and I told them about the Miami thing and how nasty old Angelica was. And they basically said that I have to pay it because I did put that I can work as a cashier on my resume and that I agreed to certain policies, but they did say that I can pay small amounts of the money starting at $20 a month with no late fees. So now they're trying to fuck with your credit. I just got the letter in the mail yesterday and they said they sent it late because they had to process it. Wow. They really got you fucked up. During your employment, I have the letter. I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'm going to put the chat on the screen, though. During your employment at Kohl's department stores, your actions created a loss of $257.78 to the company. It is your obligation to repay Kohl's for the full amount. You could pay online, or you could pay on phone, or you could pay by mail. Please not send cash to the mail. So yeah, they're trying to fuck with your credit. Wow. If I were you, I would call them people and just be like, look, I got $100 right now. You could take it. Take it or leave it. I got $100 right now. Take this off my ship. Take it off my, I got $100 for you right now. I will never have $257. I have $100 for you right now. Take this off of my ship. What I'm confused is, why is the trainer not being held accountable? Because after a while, I would even want to counteract and be like, can you pull a report of how much money has been lost since this person has trained on the cashier? Now, where shit does get sticky is, did you in fact say that you could operate a register on your resume? That's the only thing. is, did you say you can operate a register on your resume? That's how they can get your ass with the technicality. That's the only thing. But no, it's not fair. You have to have training time. And you did say you have ADHD. So if anything, I'll try to hit them with a discrimination. Like, use capitalism to our advantage, I guess. Because goddamn, they just be working the hell out of our asses. Like, you said that's just poor management. That's what I'm saying. Can you challenge it? Like, they literally did not train my guy at all. Horrible, 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 horrible. But yeah, I am glad that you do not work there anymore. If anybody else works there, you need to be fucking careful because they are trying to make their money back through their employees. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They straight up act like you stole that shit. Let me know if any of y'all have been in a situation similar. Give them some advice below. My biggest advice to you is to take that shit seriously. They're coming for your credit, and you'd be surprised how little things like that can really be a pain in the ass later in life. They're basically treating you like a Kohl's customer that did not pay back their credit card. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. Like, you literally gave all of these strangers some shit. They could have easily charged back the stranger, but instead they chose to hit you. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I do agree with Alma. Even if you were cashier trained, all cash registers are different. There is no justifiable reason why your first day on that register, you were left alone with it for 6 to 7 hours. Somebody should have been shadowing you for 6 to 7 hours. So yeah, definitely their fault. Alrighty, so I'm gonna get into this next one that I was low-key kind of scared to read because I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna be a little problematic because of what they titled it. They titled it, "I Ruined a Restaurant Worker's Life." And I was a server before. Like this video if you were a server. I don't know, man. Like, that would just hurt my heart. So let's get into it. I need to know what you did. Hey, Nadja, what is up? I've been watching you for about a year or two now. Not sure, but it's been a little bit. Well, thank you for kicking it with me. I enjoy your content, and I'm always happy to see you growing and doing well. These tribe teas keep me entertained at work and laughing when I'm depressed. Well, I'm glad I could do that for ya. I thought I would share with you one of my dumb ass Aries stories that ain't really much, but maybe I can make you in the tribe laugh. No advice needed. I tried to write a bit much, but hopefully it won't be a whole book since it's pretty short. Okay, so I'm 23. I'm an Aries, like I said. Shout out to all of my Aries in the chat. Make sure you drop your zodiac sign in the chat. I am a non-binary, so I go by he, they pronouns. So the tribe can visualize what I look like better. I was assigned female at birth and look somewhat androgynous, but probably leaning femme. And I also have blonde hair. For leave it to a non-binary person to like romanticize. Like, y'all are just so like ethereal and alien and magical. You just can't help yourself. You're like, I'm like a dash of fairy with a little bit of oh my goodness, hold on, my thing just restarted. Let me put this back on. But yeah, I already knew you were non-binary from how you were describing yourself. Yes. All right, let me get the story pulled back up. Girl, and it better not be you harassing this lady over your pronouns at the restaurant. Oh my Lord. Let me see, where is it? Excuse me. Where is it? Here it is. All right. Okay, so I have blonde hair, blah, blah, blah. This story takes place a few years ago when I was in college, and my old best friend and I went to get Chinese food. I think I was like 20 or 21, not sure. Also, yay for my mental ill ass having it together enough to finish my degree. I know that's right. Shout out to anybody that finished a degree, worked through that depression. So I go to college in a big city in my state, but my college was a state school about 25 minutes from home. So I saved money and commuted to school from home. My friend and I were still very close at that point, so we would often get something to eat in between or after classes. So this is one of those times. We went down the highway to a smaller town to get the Chinese food, and it was just one of those average Chinese spots that you would stop at. And so cutting to the chase. We sit down at the restaurant and order the food, and it's just casual, and I cut up like my Aries self, and her Capricorn ass, shout out to all the Caps in the chat, drop your sign, is not having any of it. But anyways, I have to go to the bathroom, and this is where it occurs. I had to take a number 2, and I could not hold it, and so I do what I have to do. The problem is the toilet starts getting clogged. And this was a family-owned restaurant, I think, but there was no plunger or anything. And my dumb ass thinks it's a good idea to flush the toilet again. And so the toilet starts running over pretty bad. At least not bad enough to cover the whole floor or anything. But although I believe this bathroom had 2 stalls or something, what made it worse was oh my God, I was also on my period. So I know the stuff running over the floor was wrong and awful as hell. I wash my hands and leave the bathroom like nothing happened. I go back to the table with my friend. I was mortified. So I tell my friend what happened, and of course she's laughing, but we weren't there for too much longer. The time we were, though, I was anxiously eyeballing the bathroom out of the corner of my eye, and I was waiting in terror for a worker or a customer to go in, but nobody did, though. So, girl, why did you not just leave? Well, sorry. Girl, and then you, he, him. Why did both of y'all not leave? Why did both of y'all not leave? Both of y'all just sat y'all, cut the music. Both of y'all sat y'all asses. Both of y'all sat y'all asses right at that table and said, you know what? I'm going to stay. I'm going to see how this plays out. I like the rush. I love it. Oh my God, he said I was looking at that door the whole time. You should have left. You should have left. You should have just left. That's one of those things where you walk up to your friend. It's time to go. It's time to go. So we leave. The place wasn't that amazing anyway. But my heart goes out to the poor individuals who had to walk in on what I left, and damn the underpaid staff that had to clean my literal crap. God probably took 1 year of my life for that one. He probably did. So that's a story. One of my stupidest stories. I'll probably share some more in the future because I have a ton of dumb shit that I've done as a teen and in my early 20s that would probably make someone laugh, at least I hope, or be horrified. Oh my gosh, I hope you're having a good day. Whenever you read this, I'll attach a current photo of me now and one from my college years. Oh my goodness, I love your style. You look so like effortlessly cool, okay? Very laid back, but edgy. It's a little spice. Yes, yes, yes. You look cool in your college days too. You look cool in your, or this is your teens. You look cool in your teens too. Definitely giving jewels here. Yeah, definitely. But God definitely took a year off your life for that one. And then you are on your cycle too. Like those be the worst doodles. Those be the worst doodles ever. Like consistency, all of that. Like you really were like, you know what? I'm gonna choose violence because, ew. Well, I'm over here thinking you about to get somebody fired, or you about to like cause a scene, or maybe somebody misgendered you or said like a wrong pronouns, and then they got rude, and then you had to fucking pop, you know, like that's what I'm thinking is about to go down. But no, baby said he blew the bathroom. Well, I'm gonna get on to this last story, because I feel like I owe it to y'all to read all of these. This live did drag on a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I feel like I owe it to y'all to read this last one. But if you guys have ever had a situation like that where you blew it up at a restaurant, put it in the comments below on what you did. Me personally, like, if it's a mom and pop, I'm gonna need you to tell somebody. Okay? Because you're right. It is gonna be somebody like unfortunately, in mom and pops, it's probably gonna be somebody in the back of house cleaning up your shit. But if you're at the Cheesecake Factory or some shit, dude, it's time to go get the check. Check, please. All right, let's get into this last story called I Am Sick of This Shit. I'm sick of this shit. Okay. All right, let's see. Hi, Nadja. I love your channel, and I have been watching since the My First Party story time. Ooh, wee. You are an OG. That was like my first like story time for real. So you could call me Orange Juice or OJ. I am a Pisces sun, Scorpio moon, and an Aquarius rising. Wow, you are very, very whimsical. You're giving very whimsical vibes. Shout out to all my Pisces. Drop your sign in the chat if you're a Pisces, a Scorpio, or an Aquarius. Okay, so very emotional, but everybody in the world thinks that you're a hard ass. That's the vibes I'm getting. So this isn't messy or too interesting, but I do need to get things off my chest. I am over living at home, but I cannot afford to move out. I'm a junior in college right now, and I only make $312 bi-weekly. Damn. I live in DC, so you can see why I can't move out. We live in a ghetto neighborhood. The police sit at each end of our block all day, every day. In the 3 years that we've lived in our old ass apartment building, we've had mice problems, no matter how clean we kept the apartment, and it got so bad we had to get a cat. We aren't even allowed pets. But just to keep those mice at bay, we got a cat. We've also had bed bugs. Oh my gosh. Our building got rid of them, thankfully, but that shit was disgusting. Apparently, all the buildings on our block had them, so we weren't alone. However, this isn't my only issue. My older sister, we're gonna call her Angry Bird, and I do not have a relationship, and we haven't had one for a while. She is rude and angry all the time. She starts arguments with everyone in the house. It's me, my mother, and my 3 other sisters, totaling 5 women. No men. None of our fathers are in our lives because they're all bummy pieces of dog shit, but I digress. Whenever we argue, our mom tries to mediate, but she never sees the arguments from the beginning, so she think it's both of our faults when it's just one or the other. One time I was in the kitchen making a sandwich, you know, broke bitch shit, and I didn't say shit. All I'm doing is making a sandwich, and she comes in to whatever she was doing. The entire time she's huffing and puffing. She's talking about her sister. She's huffing and puffing loud enough for me to hear her, but I say nothing, and she eventually leaves, but I was irritated. I was irritated because one of the things she would always say that would get me hot was tell me I had an attitude every time I didn't do exactly what she told me to do. Our most recent argument led to a lot of yelling and slamming doors. We were cleaning to prepare for a bed bug treatment because remember she said the building is fucked up. And I needed an extra trash bag so I could go to the kitchen and grab one at the same time as Angry Bird is grabbing one. And I hand her her bag and walk out the kitchen, and she states, "You always got an attitude." And I say nothing because it's too early to be arguing over stupid shit. So my mom was sitting in the living room and saw me hand her the bag and didn't understand what the problem was. So I asked her if I had an attitude, and my mom said no. I guess that wasn't the answer my sister wanted to hear because she started ranting. So sit on the couch and listen to, so I sat on the couch and I listened to the dumb shit she had to say and asked, how do I have an attitude? Handing you a trash bag? And she didn't answer and just said I had an attitude. So I'm getting annoyed and started raising my voice just like she was. She then tells me that I have the devil in me because I yelled back at her. We continue arguing and she said that I was a witch and that was evil and that you are evil because you are a Pisces. So you are a witch because you're a Pisces and you're evil. Child, I don't know either. She continues yelling nonsense. Naturally, I start yelling back and she spews her second favorite line. You want somebody to be scared of you, but I am not scared of you. My mom tries to mediate like she usually does, but Angry Bird was not having it. She continues yelling at my mom's face, saying she doesn't feel supported by her family, and we would support you if you weren't an asshole. I guess she doesn't understand that part. Anyway, my mom sees that this is going nowhere and says to both of us, if you keep arguing, both of y'all could get out, period. I'm about to say, I know mama must be stressed. It's like, you got 5 fucking kids, 2 of them beefing all the damn time, and they grown like adults. Like, goddamn, both y'all can go. But again, I also see what you're saying. You getting paid $312 bi-weekly. Like, girl, you might have to, and I say this very lightly, but shit, when the system is so fucked up and against us, girl, you might have to go and get that military check. You might have to go and enroll real quick, baby. Like, goddamn. So, she said, if you keep arguing, both of y'all can get out. I had work anyway, so after I was done cleaning, I left and went to work. When I got home, my sister wasn't there, so it was whatever for me. Angry Bird has always been an asshole to me, specifically since we were kids. She would make fun of my weight and call me ugly. She would even let her friends bully me. She also sometimes bullies our younger sisters, calling them trash and dumb. Like, what is wrong with her? She never protected me like how I feel an older sibling should. Since we were kids, she has had a secret disdain for me. Even though we did have good times, those good times don't trump everything else in my eyes. She has apologized once. She apologized once and then went right back to her bullshit. I thought, if you're actually sorry, why would you go back to doing the same thing, right? So what is your question? You said you did something, just because you did something wrong, it's not my job to make you feel better for your fuck shit. By the way, she is an Aquarius. I don't know if that has anything to do with why she acts the way she does. All advice is accepted. If I was the asshole in the situation, let me know. My thing is this just sounds to me like normal bickering within a household. You have way too many kids in this house, adding the pressure of poverty. Unfortunately, being the older sibling has its own pressures, especially the eldest daughter. And I'm gonna try not to be too biased because I am the eldest daughter, but that line that you said at the bottom, she never protected me like how an older sibling should, that fucking hit me because, bro, I protected the fuck out of my siblings growing up. Like, I always felt like that was my natural duty to do, you know? So the fact that your sister didn't even have that feeling, you know, questionable, problematic. She's giving me the tease of, like, what is the age gap between you and your sister? Because she's giving me first child tease of my mom had more kids to replace me. That's the vibes I'm getting. Because your mom isn't giving narcissistic, golden child, black sheep household dynamic. It seems like your mom really either wants peace or wants y'all to get the fuck out. I feel like your sister has demons and your sister has her own stuff. And because being the oldest, we sometimes get all of the first time traumas of our parents not knowing what the fuck to do. We also get the traumas of seeing certain things that y'all don't. So you might have come out fine and she's probably a little, you know, like, so I don't know. I can empathize for that. But here's the update, because what she shouldn't be doing is bullying your little sibling. She should not be bullying you. Like, something is wrong with her. So don't think it's you. Like, something's wrong with her. So here's the update. So, hey, Nadja, it's me again. So, Angry Bird has finally lost her goddamn mind. I don't know when you'll read this, but me and her fought. Not an argument, like we physically fought. I am typing this a little while after the fight. Damn. So, I'm just going to get into it. Her and mom during this quarantine have been arguing more, like most people, I guess. So, she goes on and on about how she's the most needed, but has the least support. She has expressed this before. See, that's why I feel so bad, because what she shouldn't be doing is being ugly to y'all and calling y'all ugly and being mean. And, you know, but I really feel like there's a piece of this that you don't know. I really do. Again, going back on like the whole miscommunication shit. I feel like if your sister sat down with you and told you her story, I feel like things would make a little bit more sense. Talking about she is the most needed and has the least support and has expressed this before. She was loud as shit, and I heard her call all of us dogs, me and both of my younger sisters. There are 5 women in this house, remember. Anyway, I hear this and I open my door so I can hear better, since she said it more than once. She says it again, and I was about to close my door, Angry Bird says, "Yeah, I'm talking about you with your door open." And I go, "You need to be quiet because you're doing the most for no reason." So she yells, "What's up?" And I yell, "What's up?" back. So she stomps her fat foot ass towards my door and yells in my face. And I told her to get out of my face. Angry Bird said, "Make me." So I grabbed her hair. I pushed her and we start fighting. No, it wasn't a juicy fight either, because none of us can fight. But she tried to pull my hair, but I had a bonnet on, so it slipped off. And I bit her finger. And I grabbed her hair, all while my mom's trying to break it up. She does eventually. So she does, and eventually we continue with the bitches and the fuck yous and the blah, blah, blah. So we fight again, but my mom put me in the room before it escalated more. I think my mom kicked her out. I'm not sure yet, but all I know is that I have a roof over my head still. So hopefully you and the chat can see why I do not like her ass now. So my thing is I just have so many mixed feelings about this, because I am a black sheep and I am the oldest daughter, and I grew up with my mom and my little brother bullying me, telling me that I'm fat and that I'm stupid and like all of this. And I have vivid memories of multiple traumas that have happened before my brother was even born. And it just makes me think like, damn, like what has my mom told you about me? And now your mind's all made up. Take it from me as someone who has an estranged relationship with my siblings because of stuff like this, of like the name calling and who's really the bad guy. And like, you know, like nobody wins. Nobody wins. Nobody wins at all. It's like, yeah, you might not like her, but that is your sister. Like your mom, and this is going to sound really dark, but your mom one day is going to be dead. She's not going to be there to break up that fight anymore. Like, and I'm surprised this hasn't happened sooner. Let me know, chat, if you're familiar. Usually there's that one fight that happens with your sibling where there are no parents there. That's that one. And the fact that y'all haven't even had that, and this is the first time that, like, lets me know, like, that your sister really doesn't hate you for real, for real. Like, she doesn't hate you for real, for real. I feel like something happened, and she needs therapy. All I'm saying to you is you don't deserve to be treated like that, period. You deserve to put up boundaries. You do not deserve to be treated like that. But when she's ready to talk and she's ready to really apologize, just be there, bro. Because I feel like there's more to this story, and it's way easier to call a woman crazy than it is to get to the root of the issue. And she said, you don't have to read this part out loud, but she said, I haven't liked Angry Bird for a few years, and I'm glad I stuck to my guns. She's tried to apologize, but she just starts arguments and fights with me after I told her I don't forgive her, which made me believe that she was apologizing for her conscious and because she genuinely felt bad. Even my being in the room not saying anything makes her huff and puff and slam doors and shit. I don't talk to her. I don't interact with her. I haven't until today. My mom has told her repeatedly to go to therapy and she refuses. I don't know if I said that in my other email, but for real, it is F that B for life over here. Yeah, like that just makes me so sad. Like I feel so bad for you and your mom and your sisters because like it shouldn't be fuck that bitch for life with your family, you know, especially your sister when all is said and done. Like, I really want to know what is her problem. Like, why won't she go to therapy? Like, what is her problem? What the fuck happened? And what does she do that y'all don't do, that y'all don't know about? Because me as an eldest right now, I am beefing hard with my family right now about this thing that your oldest sister is complaining about. Is that I am the most needed and the less respected. Like, I'm the first one you call for some shit. You know I'll get it done. I'm the most reliable, most responsible, whatever. But I still don't get that, you know? So, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit biased towards this. Because a part of me is like, damn, I really want your sister to get some therapy and figure out, like, what is the root cause of this? Because people just don't become bitter out of nowhere, you know? Like, and family therapy at that, right? I agree with Jamila in the chat. Family therapy, like, all of y'all need to go because I don't know, man. I just feel really bad. I feel bad, especially with siblings, because there is going to be a point where your mama is not here no more, bro, and your sister is gonna, yeah. And the reason why she's apologizing so much to you is because she knows that. She knows that. She is more aware of your mother's mortality than you are because you're younger than her. Like, she knows that, and that's why she keeps apologizing, even if she doesn't mean it. That's why she keeps apologizing to you, because she knows, like, y'all are all each other halves. You even said all y'all daddies ain't shit. Shit, my daddy ain't shit. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, you know. I'm just saying, you already said all y'all daddies ain't shit. Y'all are all that y'all have. And there is so much that goes into it. Y'all, you said y'all live in the hood. There's poverty. There ain't no fathers in the home. Different baby daddies. Your mom is taking care of all these kids by herself. Your sister has been there throughout all of this. Imagine how annoyed she is when it's like, bro, we living in poverty. You got all this shit happening and you keep having these fucking kids. Like, I'm just coming from her perspective because she's obviously the most hated. I am hoping her peace and to get better. Here, I'm going to put the chat on the screen if y'all want to have any last words for this story. I am hoping her peace and to get help, but I am also saying to you, I do not blame you for putting up your boundaries. Keep your boundaries rigid. You do not deserve any type of disrespect, but I highly advise you to be your own thinker and based off of your experiences just with her and not based off of what, like, maybe your mama told you or your other siblings told you. Like, make it in it, like, the older you get, trust me, bro. Like, these little spats and shit when you're living under your mama house, like, they're just that. But once you come into adulthood, you really, really don't want to be estranged. Like, trust me, this world sucks. People out here manipulate, connive, con, and all that shit. Like, your family is supposed to be there. Shout out to Gabby. Shout out to Gabby in the chat for the donation. She said, I'm the middle child and the most needed and least respected, and I have the grandkids. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, my dynamic is my mom was a teen parent, so my grandparents think that I am their child and don't treat me like, it's fucked up, bro. That's why I just be feeling so bad. Like, even my own mother is the eldest daughter, so I give her that grace, even though our relationship is fucked. Like, I still give her that grace because I understand what it's like to have that type of pressure of you see everything, bro. You can't hide shit. And inadvertently, the oldest child and the mother or the father could have some resentments toward each other because they know all their flaws. They know you fucked up. You didn't know what you was doing that first time around. Like, who does, right? But that could be another type of resentment. But yeah, that's another thing, Mayo. A lot of us, we have to sacrifice our own childhoods to take care of our siblings. It's just a lot. I really do feel like family therapy would be the best option. If I was her mama, I would give old girl an ultimatum. I'll be like, look, if you living in this house, we're going to therapy. While you're on this health insurance, we're going to therapy. Like, and the fact that you guys are in this situation and your mom was like, look, we can afford to go to therapy. You know that you could do therapy on with Obamacare, right? Not even being funny. Like, Obamacare will give you very, very, very affordable therapy, prescription, all of that stuff. Like, yeah, it's just so sad. Shout out to Naya for the donation. They said it sucks because my mom treats me like her spouse when I'm a kid too. That's another dynamic that happens, is that your mom could be treating your older sister like that's her husband or her man, you know, because she said she's tired of having these responsibilities. What is your sister doing? I don't know, man. I don't know. Is she helping out with rent? Is she staying there for tax purposes to get some more money at the end of it? Like, there's a lot that could go into that. Look. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen, Moni. The youngest, all of my youngest out there, y'all, once you turn around 24, 25, 26, for me, it was around 22, you're gonna start getting interested on, you know how you grew up, they were like, there's one side, there's your side, his side, and the truth. You're gonna start getting real curious about the fucking truth. You're gonna start asking your aunties and your uncles and your mama and shit and your daddy and shit. Like, you're probably gonna start finding out about secret babies. Like, I'm telling you, you're gonna want to start knowing the truth. And what you're gonna realize is that a lot of it is generational trauma, and unfortunately a lot of us don't get to nip the generational trauma in the ass, and we repeat it before we realize, like, fuck, we're here, you know. Shout out to Casey. What's up, girl? She says it's hard to remember that our parents were whole people before we came along. Also, no, seriously, like, that's a hard one to do when you start seeing them as people and not as mommy and daddy, and you start seeing them as Ernest and Rebecca. Like, things start, I'm telling you, things start making sense. So yeah, if y'all want to talk about like deep stuff like that, I was thinking of doing like a segment where, like, you know, like a little medicated segment, do like a big disclaimer before I get into the video so YouTube knows I'm not smoking recreationally and medically over here, and just have like a deep talks about stuff like that, about like human experience and stuff, you know, take it outside, record some stuff, maybe even do it live, I don't know. But yeah, I was definitely thinking of doing that because, like I said at the beginning of this live stream, YouTube is not really encouraging of us as creators right now. They're not really trying to encourage us to keep making content. They're really just posting shit that we've made before the pandemic and just boosting it. If you are a content creator and you've noticed your numbers are low, go and look at your most popular video right now. I bet you it's old. Like, I don't know why YouTube isn't really encouraging us to create. So I'm sorry if I'm just like, you know, you come to my channel, it's just a tribetea a week, but I'm really trying to add more little things, you know, every once in a while. But you guys can always catch me on other sites as well. Remember, I am on TikTok, y'all. Y'all be so shocked when you see me on TikTok. Hey, girl. I am on TikTok, y'all. I have a business TikTok and a personal TikTok, so go ahead and follow me in all these places. If you guys want your story read on my channel, all you have to do is email me in the email in the description below. It's up here as well. It is tribetea@shopvoodoochild.com. There are rules. Make sure you go into the description and you check out the rules because, look, keeping it cute, all right? Keep it cute. What else? Oh yeah, make sure you guys stop by the shop. Again, this shirt is the first drop for the spring collection, for the 420 collection, excuse me. The spring collection is up. You guys can still go and cop anything on the spring collection, and I'm gonna be turning some of these long sleeve designs into crop top designs because I'm aware, like, not everywhere is cold still. I mean, in Florida we're getting little fronts here and there. Right now it's hot, so I'm gonna add that in. Oh yeah, and don't forget about the bandanas and stuff too. A lot of y'all have been buying the bandanas. I don't know if y'all are even using them as bandanas or if you're using them as tapestries. I don't know. I've only seen one person actually like send me a picture of them wearing this as a bandana. But yeah, if you're like in a college dorm or like you need to jazz up your wall, you can totally use them as tapestries. They're pretty big. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for coming in here and kicking it with me. I always appreciate when you guys come and stop by on a Wednesday. It brightens up my freaking week, for real. I appreciate y'all. Where's my thing at? Oh, here it is. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to say to y'all before I go? Yes, thank you, Tantress. Make sure you guys like the stream before you leave. It helps me out a lot. Especially with these tribe teas. These tribe teas, anytime I live stream, you guys like it, it helps me out like way more than if I were to do an upload. So I appreciate every single thumbs up. Even my I hope they're still here. I used to have 2 people who like made it their like life's goal to dislike my video every stream. Hey girl, I don't even know if you're still here anymore because I don't even see the dislike bar, but hopefully you've had a change of tune and you know we're liking stuff now. And yeah, the link to this shirt is in the description if you just want to click a quick little click. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Peace. Peace, 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 peace.